Hi, you've tuned in to the Raging Aggron channel, and I'm your host, Djingis. So this will be the last draft recap for the Akala division in the Sun Conference for the Pokemon Summer League. And this is the New England Pidgeots, the last team. And I am a bit torn on this team, and he has his own draft recap that I'm gonna link in the description. But this team is, I don't really know how to go through this team really, because this is a very, I mean, the first 5 Pokemon looks extremely good together in my opinion. A bit of big ice weakness maybe, but other than that it's a really good team. But I mean, if you just look at this, or the first 6 actually, because Licol is also there, not 5, okay? But if you look at the first pick, he chose Magearna, and Magearna is one of those Pokemon that hits you no matter how high level you are. I mean, it can destroy you completely. It doesn't have the best, I mean, it has a really good special attack, but it's not the highest that we have seen in these videos. But it's really good. It has great defenses, great HP, and pretty good attack as well. But it's not very fast. And its only ability is Soul Heart, and that don't help. What I know in this format, it might do if you knock out the other, but I understand this as only friendly Pokemon, but I might have understood it wrong. I never used Magearna myself. This Pokemon has a really good move pool, of course. It's really good. It hits hard. Most of its moves are special or status or screens or so. So this is a really good Pokemon. The shift gear move here is really scary on this Pokemon because it allows you to run physical. It allows you to run physical Magearna, and physical Magearna is actually pretty scary if you're not prepared for it. And most of us will think that, yeah, this will be his special attack in this matchup. Good, I don't need to fix anything for defensive. But Magearna can actually destroy your team. And since I saw with the gear switch gear, shift gear, you see that it raises speed 2 stages. And if you then run max speed, you will actually outrun, I think it's base 100 Scarfers. So that's really good. So if you're on max speed on Magearna, and then run shift gear, then you will actually outrun base 100 Scarfers, and I'm pretty sure it will outrun base 125 if they're adamant. I'm not completely sure, but I think so. So this is a really good Pokemon. I am really, it's one of those Pokemon that is really scared to face, and you can't really prepare for it. Steel Fairy type is really good, no weakness at all. And the only Pokemon that could be a weakness for Magearna is actually on this team. We're going to talk about Salazzle later. So this is a really scary Pokemon. Then we have Mega Ampharos, and here starts the problem. Electric Dragon. Wall Breaker is really good. A good special attack stat. Slow, bulky. Good move pool. Really good move pool. We all seen what MV did with it. I think it was not this past season, but season 5 of the GBA, I think it is. Or season 6 of the GBA it is. Season 6 of the GBA. And he wrecked house with Mega Ampharos. And the problem here is it's a Dragon type. And I don't really think that Flagon thought of that when he drafted his team, because he drafted another Dragon type directly after. Might be a physical attacking Dragon type this time, but it's still a Dragon type, and it's Dragon Flying. And neither Ampharos nor Dragonite likes to take an Ice type move. Even if you have multiscale on Dragonite. You don't want Dragonite to take an Ice type move if you don't have to. And as you can see, Dragonite is his Sea Crystal user. It will hit hard as well on every single way. I mean, it's just a monster to have to deal with. Get a Dragon Dance up and you're really, really good. Choice Band, Dragonite is extremely good. But this team, I mean, it's not as slow as Ampharos and Magearna, so it's a bit faster, but I think it's just 80, yeah, base 80. And I think this is second or third or fourth fastest Pokemon. So between, I think it's 80 and 100, I don't have a single Pokemon if I'm correct, I don't really know. I'm pretty sure it was that stat. And that's really, really bad in the draft tier format, because that will allow all Pokemon that are base, I think it's base 88 and above, will be able to run Adamant instead of Jolly, or Modest instead of Timid. And that will give them extremely more power on the moves, and you don't want to face that. So this is I mean, Dragonite, Ampharos and Magearna, it's a really, really good core. You have a Dragon Steel Fairy core done within the first 2 picks. But then to add another Dragon type on that, I don't agree with that. It's a good pickup, but I don't think it fits this team. Then we have the next pickup, Celebi, base 100. Natural core, good bulky Pokemon, can set up Trick Room, screens, most known for setting up Coal Mines and then die. Because it's a Psychic type and Grass type. The best offensive moves against Psychic and Grass are Dark and Ice. And every single matchup that you bring Celebi, the opposing team will have a Ice type or a Dark type. And Celebi won't survive more than 3 hits with the Reflect Up from that Stab Ice or Stab Dark. And that is something that he needs to patch up really, really bad. And he hasn't. As you can see, with his next pick being Donphan. Donphan is one of the best rapid spinner in the game. If it's not the best, it's one of the best. AV Donphan, it's one of the greatest defensive walls you can have, though it doesn't get good recovery. You can have a very, very good offensive Donphan as well, but as you see, it's slow. Once again, this is base 50. So he has what, base 65, base 45, base 50 in his first 5 picks. 100 and 180. And to patch up for his speed weakness, we draft Ludicolo. Swift Swim base 70. This is one of the slowest Swift Swimmers in the game, as you might know. Kabutops were up at the board at this time, and Kabutops is faster, and it doesn't care about being hit with an Ice type move as much as Ludicolo does. So Ludicolo is a good Pokemon, don't get me wrong, but don't work on this team. He has 3 Pokemon. He has 2 Pokemon that are Grass types that are weak to Ice, Ice and Bug, and he can't really patch that up with the other Pokemon that's drafted. So his first 6 picks is one by one really, really good. As a team, it's, I don't want to say it, but it's dreadful. It's dreadful. And you will see when we go closer. I mean, all of these Pokemon have good move pools as well, and they are bulky. They are slow. They are slow, in my opinion, too slow to be a good team, but it's still really, really good. I mean, in the right hands, this team can actually overcome those type weaknesses. So when we go through his team again, okay, here we have his fastest Pokemon, 130. Aerodactyl. This is not the Pokemon that you really needed. It's another flying type. I think it's still weak to Ice because I don't think Rock resists Ice. And to then say that, because I watched this team builder before that, so that's why I'm talking like this. Then to say that this will be to take off Stealth Rock pressure from his other Pokemon. Yeah, because those Pokemon will have to be run offensive. Because otherwise this team won't work, because you need to take care of Ice types and Dark types. And if you then have Stealth Rocks on them, which you can have, but I don't recommend it, then you will lose a lot of viability for the attack. Then you need Aerodactyl to hit offensive, to be that offensive Stealth Rock and fast taunter and the suicide lead. And it's good at being that, but it's not good at anything else in my opinion. I've never seen an Aerodactyl be used very well except for, of course, I'm not talking about mere Aerodactyl, just regular Aerodactyl. Suicide leads is the one that I've seen so far being used by Aerodactyl to good. Pressure and Unnerve are really good abilities to have for a fast taunt lead. And it has a good moveset as well, and I'm pretty sure it gets defog, so it has a defog and a spinner. But I still don't see this as a good replacement for breaking ice types. Even if it's fast, it has stab, rock type, so it will patch up his ice weakness, but it's a lot of non-ice types that learn ice type moves. So Aerodactyl won't be the best to handle all of that. And a lot of ice type Pokemon learn Scald as well, or Thunderbolt, Egg Bomb, or what's it called, Energy Ball as well. So I mean, it's not the best Pokemon to have to switch into those things. And then we have here the Pokemon that makes this team work okay, to maybe actually be able to do something, is Livani. And Livani is base 92. So between, I'm just gonna look for it because I don't think 96. Yeah, so, but okay, he has Rotten Wash. Okay, he actually managed to patch up his speed tiers after Dragonite, but it's still not the best speed tiers. You would like to have a 190, what's it called, 188 or something between 100 and 117 as well with Salasalas or so. So I mean, it's a lot of things that we actually be able to run with a good offensive nature. But Livani, it gets Sticky Web, right? No, it gets Sticky Web, and that's the only thing that this Pokemon will be able to do for this team, in my opinion. Because it's a grass type, but Celebi is a better grass type in my opinion. And Ludicolo is arguably on the same level as Livani when it comes to that. And I don't think that this is good tier 5 pick, but I've seen so much better picks in tier 5 already. But this is a good Sticky Web pickup, and it may actually make this team work, because then the opposing team will be on the same speed level as his team. So after Stick Webs, he will be as fast as the opposing teams. And then you know that something is wrong with the tiers, with the speed tiers. So Livani, I'm not sure if it can set up Trick Room. No, it can't. But I mean, it's a good Pokemon. Not the best Pokemon, but it's a good tier 5 Pokemon. It makes this team work kinda well, but once again, it's weak to ice. And then we have another fairy, Ghost Fairy. Mimikyu is one of those Pokemon that's just annoying to deal with. It's really good. It's bulky. It has a good attack. It can sweep you with the right setup, with the right moveset. But at the same time, what good does Mimikyu if you don't have an ice resistance? And you don't have that right now. Because that's the prio one for this team, to have an ice resistance. And I think you can see two later on, but Mimikyu is Pokemon that is really good. It's viable in the format, it hits hard, it's one of those Pokemon that you can't really... I mean, Red Card Disguise is pretty common to stop sweeps. And then be able to set up your own Sword Stance and sweep back is really good. Mimikyu is... yeah, we all know what Mimikyu can do. If we have watched VGC and the other draft leagues that are a bit big on YouTube. And then we have Musharna. So this was the second type that I wanted, but got sniped from me. And I don't remember what went with instead. But But Musharna is an extremely good Pokemon. This Pokemon is so underrated. It's extremely bulky, base 107 special attack, with a pretty good move pool as well, to be so late in the draft. And it can set up... It can set up Trick Room if I'm complete... I don't know... Yes, it gets Trick Room, so it can set up Trick Room for you as well. So you have 2 or 3 Trick Room setters now. I think it's 2, but I'm not completely sure. I think Majerna might learn Trick Room, but I know he has 2 Trick Room setters for sure. And this team needs that to be faster than the opposing team. But at the same time, if the opposing team just have Ice-type move on every Pokemon, they will destroy his team nevertheless. Musharna must be run physical and especially defensive most of the time to be able to eat up Ice-type moves from non-stab users. But this is a good pickup for me. This actually makes this team a lot better. And I mean a lot better. It's if you take off Musharna from this team and add in something completely different, this team is complete garbage. Musharna and together with Livani actually make this team work pretty well under the right circumstances, and to add Mimikyu, that is pretty good as well. And then we have his first ice resistance, Salazzle. Salazzle is a suicide leader, just as Aerodactyl. In my opinion at least. It's a good Pokemon, Fire Poison is nice, Corrosion is a broken ability. As I said in his team building, he can actually stall out Celesteela with Salazzle. Not a lot of Pokemon can do that. He can actually stall out Mega Aggron with Salazzle just because of Corrosion. And that is pretty huge for his team. And he has a fast Fire type, a fast Rock type to take care of his Ice weakness, but as I said, most of his opponent doesn't have a pure Ice type or something that is part Ice type. They have a Fighting type to learn Ice Punch. Poison, Fire and Rock don't do shit to a Fighting type, if it's pretty bulky. So, I mean, Salazzle is a good pickup. I like it, it works for the team, but it's still too many, it's still way too much of an Ice weakness, and then to get rid of the Ice weakness pretty much, Rotom Frost. So this is a pickup that I did that I like a lot, but as he said in this draft video, he went between Rotom Frost and Dewgong, and he went with Rotom Frost to get Switch Initiative. And my question is, for what? Aerodactyl and Salazzle, together with Celebi, are the only Pokemon that is fast enough to actually use that Switch Initiative to switch in. Scarfclivani might be fast enough as well. Same with Mimikyu. But they lose a lot of viability now. So to have Rotom Frost just for Volt Switch seems to me pretty bad. It's a Levitate usage, so he doesn't have to worry about ground types with it, which is nice. But I don't feel like Rotom Frost was the best thing you could pick up. It's very bulky, of course. But when you choose between Rotom Frost and Dewgong, you have to look at the abilities. In my eyes, Dewgong is better thanks to Thick Fat. With Thick Fat, you eliminate completely the Ice and Fire weakness that his team has. With Rotom Frost, you add to the Fire weakness and slightly take down the Ice weakness. And that's nothing that you should strive. So for me, I see a lot of holes in this team. I haven't gone through sets at all in this team. I've just thrashed this team, and I'm sorry for that, Flagon. I'm really sorry for that, but I mean, you even talked about it in your own video, so I don't really have much else to add to what you said. But when you look at these picks, you need to, in my opinion, and I know that it's my opinion and not yours, Flagon, and not anyone else for that matter, but if I were you, I would try to get rid of Mega Ampharos for another Mega, if that's possible. And I would try to switch it up so you don't, and I would try to get the Fire Mega. A Mega that has that is a Fire type, a Mega that is steel type that's still available. I mean, a Mega that resists ice, because that's what you need on this team. Ampharos is good, but its ice weakness destroys the rest of the team because you have so much ice weakness. And as I think it was another coach that wrote on your team with as well, if you bring Sheer Force, not Sheer Force, not Sheer Cold, that's banned, it's called Freeze Dry on this team, you want it to KO the first 5. You want it to KO Mega Ampharos, Dragonite, Celebi, Donphan, Ludicolo, Aerodactyl, and Livani. That's 7 out of 12 Pokemon. And that's something that you need to patch up with a good ice weakness. And you might even think of dropping one of your later picks, because you have one of the best spinners in the game. You don't really need the defogger, in my opinion. If you really want a defogger, you have a defogger in Dragonite. So I mean, I don't need to. You have a lot of things that you can work on. I'm not gonna say more because this team for me is the worst team in the Akara division. The rest of the teams are pretty open, with the Grand Rapid Gyarados being second thanks to that heavy fairy weakness. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say than just thrash around, and I'm sorry for that, Flygon, but yeah, that's it for me. My name is Djingis, and I will see you next time.